Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Hello, I'm Anthony Truchard, second generation of Truchard Vineyards. Please come visit us in Napa Valley, Carneros. You can visit us on our website at truchardvineyards.com.
Hi, my name's Sal De Ianni. I'm the winemaker at Truchard Vineyards. We make 13 different varietals here. We like to think we do them all well, so come and visit us, check us out, and taste our wine.
Welcome to Wine and Dine Radio. I'm Lynn Creelo-Chamberlain.
Hi there, this is Andreas Larsson.
Hi, this is John Capon.
My name is Madhur Jaffrey.
Hi, my name is Heike Platte. I'm from the Alto Adige region, or Südtirol.
Hi, my name is Paul Dolan. I am absolutely passionate about growing organic and biodynamic fruit for our wines.
Hello, my name is Lorena Garcia.
Hello, my name is Fritz Maytag.
This is Joyce Locke. I'm the author of Foodie Fight.
Hi, this is Lydia Mandave, founder of 29 Cosmetics.
Cheers, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect.
Truchard Vineyards is a family-owned winery located in the Carneros, I don't know why I did that, Carneros region of the Napa Valley. It was established in 1974 when the Truchards purchased a 20-acre abandoned prune orchard and transformed it into a vineyard, and they began selling fruit to local wineries. Now they own over 400 acres, and they sell grapes to more than 20 premier Napa Valley wineries, and they grow 10 different grape varieties. In 1989, the Truchards began making wine for themselves and using only their estate-grown fruit. Now, today on Wine and Dine, we are announcing that the 2011 Chardonnay and 2010 Pinot Noir from Truchards Vineyards are available. And joining us today for the first time is Anthony Truchard II and Sal De Ianni. But Sal, Anthony told me, Sal, I don't know if you know this, that you're originally from Wisconsin. So anybody from Wisconsin, listen up here. In 15, 20 years, you can be a winemaker for one of the most famous wineries in Napa. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us today on Wine and Dine. And as you said, Anthony, it's been a really good winter so far. You've had rain where you've wanted. It's been nice and cold in the morning, so the vines are still in dormant. But talk to us about what the 2011 Chardonnay and 2010 Pinot Noir taste like.
No, and thank you. And actually, I'm going to refer that question to Sal because he's the master behind making the wines, and he works with them for about 11 months in the winery, so he has a much better perspective on the flavors and the styles of both of the wines.
Okay, Sal.
Yeah, the last, I'm sure everyone's heard, but the last three vintages in Napa, in California in general, 2009, 10, 11, excluding 2012, been pretty trying vintages, but we've been able to make some pretty good wines out of them. So the 2010 Pinot Noir, what we had in our favor was a very light crop. Conditions were such that there wasn't a lot of fruit on the vine. The Pinot Noir got extremely ripe, actually ripened very easily, didn't get overripe, but nice mature flavor. So our Pinot from 2010 is just a rather big Pinot Noir for us. We tend to try and make our wines a bit more elegant and softer and just palatable. But the 2010 is kind of a supercharged Pinot for us, so I think it's going to show really well. A lot of people.
Sal, because it was the way it was ripening for 2010. Did you end up harvesting the Pinot Noir grapes a little earlier than you normally would?
Actually, it was right on track. 2010. It wasn't necessarily a warm vintage, which would probably lead to an earlier harvest. It was a lighter crop and kind of a cool vintage. So for the Pinot Noir, that played in perfectly.
Oh yeah.
When it normally would, and had a nice kind of even ripening up into harvest. And that light crop, things got perfectly ripe and great flavors and great acid, and the wine just ended up being a kind of a blockbuster Pinot. It's a big one.
And is the 2010 Truchard Vineyards Pinot Noir something that not only would people enjoy now, but is it something they could lay down for 5, 10, 15 years?
Most definitely. Our Pinot Noirs, even in years where the crop is normal size and our Pinots are a bit softer, the wines here with the vineyards and our cooler climate, the higher acids that we get and the lower alcohols, our Pinot Noirs last 5, 10 years easy, 15 even in some cases. So this 2010 is no exception. It'll last just as long, if not longer, than some of our other Pinots.
What's the oldest Truchard Vineyards Pinot Noir that you've tasted in recent memory?
We've gone back to the 89. We did a vertical too long ago, and back to the first one. And it's, believe it or not, still alive and pretty darn tasty.
Do you allow visitors at the winery, or even by appointments, or is that something that you do not entertain?
This is Anthony. I'll take that question. I handle more of this issue. So, yes, we do see visitors. Of course, right now with the cooler weather and not much going on in the vineyards and the winery, we don't have as many visitors, but in the summertime, we get quite a few. We're only open by appointment.
Okay.
Reasons we like to keep smaller groups to make the tastings and the setting a little bit more intimate. So we typically do groups of sizes of 8 or less, and a lot of times it's one of the family members or staff that's been with us for 15 years. It'll show you around the property, show you into the caves, and we almost always taste our Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Cabernet, which we consider kind of our flagship wines.
Okay.
And then we also make a lot of kind of fun, funky, and experimental wines that we throw in there from time to time.
Like, list off a couple funky experimental wines.
We do one of the few people in Napa working with Roussanne, which is a grape that traditionally grows in the southeastern part of France. You find it in a lot of the Côte d'Arones and Châteauneuf-du-Pape, the white versions of those. We do a Tempranillo, which is the grape traditional of Rioja and Ribera del Duero. We also do a 100% Petit Verdot, very small production, only about 3 or 4 barrels of that. And we do a single variety Cabernet Franc. Yeah, from time to time we'll actually do a Botrytis Roussanne, which is a diverse version of the Roussanne.
Oh wow! So Sal, you're not doing the same thing. I mean, you have a lot of diversity in your winemaking. So I would imagine that always keeps you interested.
Keeps me very busy and keeps it interesting. Definitely, I'm at the point now where I've made all these varietals for so long. If I just did 1 or 2 varietals, I think it would be
boring.
It's exciting, yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious, Anthony, do you also have from all these red grapes, and especially from the Pinot Noir, dare I say, do you make a Saignée or a light rosé, a dry rosé from any of this?
No, we haven't done that in many, many years. I believe the last time we did that was in 93 or 94. Okay. We did it with our Cabernet Franc. We felt that the Cabernet Franc needed a little bit more intensity, so we drained off some of the juice and made a rosé. But because we have so many wines, we've tried to not do a rosé. It's not too far in the future, but we haven't. We were playing with rosé long before they were cool, and we haven't.
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, Anthony, is the situation with Truchard Vineyards like there is a far greater demand than there is supply, and leading into a question about a wine club?
It depends on the varieties. Like something like the Petit Verdot is very, very small, so we have obviously any demand for that. The wine pretty much disappears in a couple months or even less. And then we have some of our other wines like the Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Cabernet, which we do have in distribution, and those we try to make enough so we get through the year. So our rough production is about 15,000 cases, with 3,000 to 4,000 cases each year of the Chardonnay, Pinot, and Cabernet Sauvignon. But then, yes, we do sell out quite a bit of the smaller varieties where we're only making a few barrels and kind of the fun ones. And so we have a wine club that it always gets the first offerings of that.
Okay, that's good. Now, Sal, do you ever do winemaker dinners around the country? Are you ever on the road?
I don't travel that much. I'm so busy making all these wines that usually Anthony and his parents do most of that, stuff like that. But I will occasionally get out and do something, usually more local.
Okay, so what does the 2011 Chardonnay taste like compared to previous years? Is that also distinct? I'm seeing here bright finish of mineral and spice.
Yeah, that's kind of just a trait of this vineyard here. We always get this mineral component that, to be honest, a lot of vineyards don't get. We're kind of spoiled in that respect. And we always have this spicy component to all of our wines, our Pinot, our Chardonnay, our Syrah especially. But the 2011, because these wines are estate-grown, we literally make each wine every year from the same vineyard. So, you can go back to 1989, and some of the vines from 1989 that made that wine are still making the 2011 wine. So the wines are always really, all you really see is the difference in vintage. And the 2011 vintage was, again, a trying one. Very different from 2010, though, because the crop was a bit bigger, and things didn't get as ripe as we normally would like to get them, but they got plenty ripe. And the 2011 wine is 2011 Chardonnay. It's just like a Truchard. It's unmistakably a Truchard Chardonnay, but perhaps just a little more delicate and a little more elegant than in other cases, but still delicious.
Okay, so what is the unmistakable mark of a Truchard Chardonnay?
Probably that mineral you talked about, that spice. We're Carneros, so we always have this kind of tropical fruit influence. There's kind of some citrus, grapefruity things. But the biggest thing is our style. We try and keep the alcohol low. We try and keep the acid nice and high so you get this nice, bright, crisp wine. And the biggest thing is probably just a lack of oak. A lot of people tend to put too much oak on their Chardonnay, so you end up with this heavy, cloying, borderline buttery. Buttery's kind of gone out in style. But ours tends to be just nice and crisp and bright, and the oak just plays a definite background role and just kind of lifts the fruit and the spice and the mineral. So we almost like to say our Chardonnays are almost along the Chablis line.
Oh, that's wonderful. So good with food. Yes? Wow.
One of the main focus of our wines is, wine is food. You need it on the table with dinner and things like that, and got to pair with the food. It's got to be crisp. It's got to be, you can't have a big, heavy wine.
Yeah. Boy, you just absolutely convinced everyone listening. So if you've never had a bottle of Truchard Vineyards, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Cabernet, and more, you can go online and get on the wine club and join the bandwagon here. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. if you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.